The queens of Krishna, they are Ramaniya. And all those who have Madhure Bhav, Priya Bhav for Krishna, they all are Ramaniya. And Krishna is who? Ramani Mohan. He attracts all those Ramanis. How he attracts them? How Krishna attracts them? By his through his roop, beauty, qualities, also through his pastimes, and also through his surrender. Krishna attracts all those Ramanis. Among all these Ramanis, who is the topmost? Radha Rani. And how to please her and how to attract her? It's not simple or it's not so straightforward. Radha Rani is not ordinary Ramani, because Radha Rani she is Prem Guru. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is mentioned Radha Rani is said she is the Guru of love. Radhika Prem Guru. Ami Shishya Sada Amar Nitya Nachai. This verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna with his folded hands, he speaks this verse. Your love is topmost. My love is simple. Krishna says this. That is why you are my master of prem, love. That is why among all the Ramanis, Radharani is topmost. And Krishna even attracts that Radharani. How? How he does that? Said with his beauty, with his qualities, with his flute, with his pastimes. Krishna attracts all of them. He attracts even Radharani. In ordinary people can ask us this question. Krishna fell in love with Kubja. Krishna also married to 16,108 queens, means he also loved them. But in Vrindavan also, Radharani is there in Vrindavan. Not just her, also her counterparts, Chandravali, Padma, Shevya, all these opposite, unfavorable gopis. Their title is Vipaksha, opposite camp. They belong to opposite camp of Radharani. They are opposite to Radharani. Who is with Radharani? Lalita, Vishakha, and all of them. Rest of them are Chandravali, Shebha, they belong to opposite party. And Krishna also loves them. They also serve Krishna with love. And Radharani knows this point. And and even when she knows this and she gets into man, transcendental anger, Rupa Goswami mentioned, Aher evagati sabhav kutila bhavet. Ahetu, mat chate. So Rupa Goswami said that Ahir evagati sabhav kutila vate. Those who are in youth, Kishore and Kishori, their their love is like a snake. It's not so straight. It's like their language is not so straight. Like Krishna, if he says something, Radharani would have the answer. If Radharani says something, Krishna will also have the answer. Those the arguments of both they continue
It's
with
a
each other.
disciple of
Like
Bhaktivedanta Siddhanta Maharaj. This Indian lady translates in English. Not perfect, but better than nothing.
in Braj Mandal Parikrama,
Sometimes I laugh because
the conversation,
put the monitor
Radharani says something and then Krishna says something else.
to something, or put
Their
the
conversation doesn't end. And during this, what happens? Hetu, ahetu, with reason,
and
without reason.
the husband. Now
Rupa Goswami said,
she don't hear because she
Isha Didi, can you please go on mute?
only
We can hear you, and I can't actually speak when someone is audible. So Radharani, sometimes Radharani does man for some reason, with some reason, but sometimes she has no reason. Like
Two. Like a flower.
when Radharani met Krishna, Radharani and Brajvasis, when they met Krishna at Kurukshetra, there Radharani, how she mentions her points and how Krishna is also answering her. You all remember that? We will hear this sometime else. It's a very beautiful conversation. Radharani is saying something and Krishna is also replying her. It's a nice dialogue, actually. It's a very interesting topic. So sometimes with reason she does man, and sometimes without any reason she does man. And Krishna knows it exactly how he has to convince her to leave her man. So one of the name of Krishna is Ramani Mohan. There is a bhajan of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Ramani Shiromani Vrishabhanu Nandini Neelavasana Paridana. It's a beautiful song, actually, bhajan. It starts with Ramani Shiromani. Chandravali is also Ramani. Even Lalita, Vishakha, they all are Ramanis. But who is Shiromani? Who is the topmost among them? That is Radharani. And Krishna is who? Ramani Mohan. He attracts all the Ramanis. This is Krishna. So seeing Ramani Mohan Sham Sundar, their shingar, their makeup, when they hear the Venu Nath, they all become, it's very pure Hindi here actually, but every word, each word has very special importance. So these heavenly goddesses, these Ramanis, they have lots of madhur bhav, in that they are expert. That is why when they see Sham Sundar, so they got attracted to Krishna and they became. How is Krishna's Venunad? Okay, it stimulates the shingar, the makeup of these demigoddesses. They got attracted to Krishna. They got in lust, but not material lust. Here in this world, lust is, we can learn this verse. Premere gopa ramanam kameti agmitam pratham iti uddhav ato vanchanti bhagavato priya. Preme gopa ramana. Gopis have lust towards Krishna, but in reality, it's not lust, it's actually love. It's called as lust. The name is given as lust because this is the language we all can understand. But in reality, that is love, prem. Because in another verse, it is said, Gopigan nahi kamgan. Krishna sukh lage, Krishna sukh lage, Krishna se sambandh. Gopis have not even scent of lust. Their only desire is to please Krishna, and for that they can do all kind of services and they fulfill his desires. But our beloved Rajendra Nandan, our beloved Krishna, his features, his eyes, his ears, his nostrils, his lips, his neck, his chest, this is called ang pratang, and his beauty, So here they have used a special word, asmurudam. Maharaj is asking its meaning. Who knows its meaning? Asmurudam means that beauty which never reduces. It's always eternal. That's called asmurudam. So there is a verse for this. When Krishna came to Mathura to kill Kansa and he entered his wrestling arena, there the there the young girls of Mathura, the beautiful girls of Mathura, when they saw the beauty of Krishna, so even inside their heart, lust appeared, manifested just by seeing Krishna. And when this happened, the moment they felt that, they spoke a verse. And in that verse, they glorified gopis of Braj. Which is that verse? Gopistha tapam kim achre yat moksha rupam lavanya saram asmordam. This word has come. Ananya siddhim. Ekant dham. The beautiful girls of Mathura, the Ramanis of Mathura. Oh, Gopis. Now, what kind of austerity these gopis have performed, because they can drink the nectar of Krishna's beauty continuously, and that beauty is asmorudam, which never reduces. It never remains even the same, not even stagnant. Bhagwan's beauty never reduces. Krishna's beauty never reduces. At the same time, it never remains the same like before. Like when we were 16, 17 years old, we used to look so different and so young and so beauty, like youthful, fresh. Now, let's see when we are 50 years old, nobody likes to look at us. All beauty has gone. Now, old age has come. Now, my old age has come. After 10 years, nobody would look at. This is our situation. I'm not saying this for myself. You also understand. Even you are like this. When you all were young, you were so beautiful and young. But the moment you come to 50s, nobody would ask you. But Bhagwan's beauty is how? Satchit Anand Vigraha. Krishna's beauty. That beauty is, Krishna's beauty doesn't remain the same. So whom should we love? We should love that person who is always beautiful, evergreen beautiful, and not the one who becomes old, gets wrinkles, hair becomes gray, eyes become blind, teeth. Okay, this happens to all of us. And how is Krishna's beauty? Asmurudam Ananya Siddhim. That beauty always increases, enhances. Every moment, Lavanya Saram, that beauty enhances, splendor. This is Krishna's beauty. So here, so Krishna's beauty which always increases, and Bhangima Adi. Kim, the way Krishna stands, way his three Bhanga form, he bends from Bhangima. This Bankim. Bankim is not straight. But here Bhangima means, the word used here is Krishna's way of talking, speaking, the way he looks at, the way he wears his mukut, peacock throne, the way he carries his flute, that style, the way he wears his costumes, everything of Krishna his earrings, kundals, his the kajal in his eyes, the way he talks, the way he walks, that style is it's very what? There's a special energy, Maha Mohini, the one who attracts, which attracts, and not ordinarily. Maha Mohini. That energy is Krishna's energy which attracts. Who is such person? Who is that person who when they look at Krishna and they hear Krishna's flute sound and they don't lose their material consciousness, who is that person? When they look at Krishna, when they see all his skills and they don't get attracted to him, that cannot be possible. Thus, his way of dancing, his makeup, his shringar, Krishna's, the way he gives arguments, tark vitark, the way he gives different arguments, all these skills of Krishna, they are so enchanting. Who is that person when he sees such a Krishna and they don't lose their material consciousness? Can anyone be any such person is present? No, there can't be any such person. Every person, when they see these skills of Krishna, they will become unconscious. Gopis are saying like this among each other. They are singing such glories of Krishna among each other. So these glories of Krishna, gopis are singing in separation or milan? Answer. Gurudev wants to know the answer. Separation. In separation. And in milan, what they say? This Krishna who will marry this black person. He's liar. He's a liar. He's so black. And what they say? Lampat. This is the slangs gopis use for Krishna. Black, lampat, liar, not trustworthy. When they say this in Milan, in meeting, drut, like cheater. Such words gopis use for Krishna in Milan. Can you say like this to Krishna? If you love someone, can you talk like this to someone? You are lampat, you are drut, you are liar. Just divorce. Go. I divorce you. This happens in material world. Krishna's connection with gopis never gets Krishna's relationship with gopis never gets divorced, even though they speak to him like this, in this fashion, in this way. Why? Because Krishna loves to hear such words from gopis. His ears like to hear such words from gopis. Krishna says, my priyas, gopis, Radharani and gopis, when they when they get into man and they use such words for me, black, liar, not trustworthy, cheater, they say don't trust this black person. Gopis say this. All these words, when Krishna hears, he gets such pleasure. His ears get such a pleasure. Even Krishna doesn't feel so happy when he hears the glories from Vedas, the glories from the mantras which are written in the Vedas. They don't please Krishna so much. What's the reason? Because gopis, Radharani have prem, love. These words they can say for Krishna out of love, out of prem. So many times I have mentioned that Dwarka, the queen of Dwarka, Satyabhama, even if she says something like this to Krishna, but that doesn't please Krishna. Krishna doesn't like it. Doesn't Satyabhama love Krishna? Yes, she loves Krishna. She's the queen of Dwarka. She loves Krishna. But in her words, there is lack of respect. But gopis, Radharani, They call Krishna anything, but in those words there is respect as well. Adar means respect. It's a complete package here. But this lacks in Dwarka. That's why Krishna is controlled by he's controlled by the words of gopis and Radharani, because in their words there is chastisement and respect and words of love. It's a complete package. Like we say, you are a liar. You don't speak the truth. I'll hit you. I'll hit you. You are not trustworthy. You're a cheater, and I don't have any trust in your words. Now all these words, when someone says and then they say but oh Sham Sundar, we can't live without you. Even though you are like this, but we cannot live without you. So from this it is shown that there is love and there is respect and there is chastisement as well. All these things together like a complete package. Whether someone is a male or a female, human or demigod, animals or birds, and be it anybody, they definitely would get attracted to Krishna. This is said by gopis. Not just about females, female gender, female section. Not just they get attracted to Krishna. Someone can say like this: we are material people. Our intelligence is also material. So Krishna is so handsome. He's so smart. He's so good looking. So looking at him, only females can get attracted. Opposite attracts as per the rule. But gopis are saying no, no. Even the male section, demigods also get attracted to Krishna. Okay, forget about demigods. Even demigods are not ordinary. Brahmaji, when he saw Krishna, he got attracted. Shiva gets attracted seeing Krishna. They are in male body, Purush. And in the pastimes of Lord Ram, in the forest of Dandakarnya, the saints, thousands of saints, sadhus, they were chanting Gopal mantra when they saw Lord Ram. Now, these saints are not in female bodies, they are in male bodies. But seeing Ram, they got attracted to Ram. In Krishna's pastimes, so many times I mentioned this pastime, Bhoma Purush, the one who stole the children of a Brahman in Dwarka. Why he would steal his children? Because he want to see Krishna's beauty um, by without any distance, means from close. He's not a female, he's a male. Uddhavji. Uddhavji is not a female, or he has female feelings. No, he is Purush. Uddhav also is attracted by seeing Krishna's beauty. So there are so many such examples, not just female sections, be it male, female, human, demigod. What about an ordinary person? Animals, birds, deers, cows, calves, rabbits, peacocks. They are animals. Peacock is a bird, sorry. And oh yeah, birds and shuk, sari, parrots. All these birds, they get attracted seeing Krishna. Be it anyone, they will definitely get attracted to Krishna just by seeing him once. Just by seeing Krishna once, they will surrender their everything to Krishna. They will become so. Uh, it's an important point here. Those who see Krishna just once, they will all the time, infinite, forever, they will give their everything for Krishna. They will become so helpless. Badhe means like helpless. They have no option. They get so attracted to Krishna that they want to give their everything to Krishna. Just by seeing Krishna once. Just once. Now here seeing doesn't mean just with eyes, also with ears. You can also see with your ears. Radha Rani said this point in Brahmar Geet. When Uddhav ji came, where he came? Nandagaon, Uddhav Keri. Who all has been to Uddhav Keri? Please raise your hands. Guru Maharaj is asking. At Uddhav Keri, Uddhav ji was there, and Radha Rani was lying on a bed of lotuses. She was lying there, and her breath was coming or not known. So in that situation, Radha Rani, when in separation from Krishna, she becomes so such that she may leave her body, she might leave her body. That time, one Brahmar, B, Uddhav ji, when he came there, so Radha Rani, she's saying something, murmuring, not clear. Jalp, prajalp. It's a different topic actually. In those words, Radharani said one point while speaking like that. Radharani said, "Don't believe in any person who is black colored. All these people who are black in color, they are cheaters. They are cheaters." Radharani is saying this. So Ram also was like this, and he cheated one monkey, and he also removed the nose of Shubhlaka. Then he became as Vaman, and then he also, took the entire property of Bali Maharaj. Not good. And then Radharani said one more beautiful point, which is related to what I said. Once who sees Krishna just for once, that person can give up their everything for Krishna's pleasure, and he becomes helpless to give up everything for Krishna's pleasure. You can't do anything. You are so helpless. It's not in your control. You become so helpless that whatever you have, you want to just give it up for Krishna's pleasure. You want to just give it to Krishna. So Radharani is saying, Yad Anuchit Leela Karna Piyush Nikurat. Once, if someone hears about Krishna just once, Yad Anuchit Leela, just one, okay, when in the cave of the ears, if someone hears about Krishna, and that person becomes helpless because through the cave of the ears, the glories of Krishna has entered. And then what happens? Then he leaves his family life. He doesn't enjoy his material life. He doesn't enjoy his family life. That person goes to Vrindavan. Bhikshu, like birds have no fixed place. Sometimes they sit here, sometimes they sit there. Sometimes they eat this, sometimes they eat something else. So that person becomes so helpless that just once if that person, he or she hears Krishna Katha, this is also this is also called Krishna Katha, taking Krishna's darshan. The Harikatha which we hear daily, we are trying to get audience of Krishna through our ears. And just by hearing Krishna's beauty, qualities, his bhakta vatsalya, we hear about that. We hear about his pastimes. So what's happening? We are coming near to getting audience of Krishna. So this Harikatha is like an ocean, and we are trying to catch one drop, tiny drop of the ocean, and we are trying to gradually cross that ocean, go deeper in that ocean. This is called getting audience of Krishna, seeing Krishna. So just once if someone sees Krishna, then what happens? Just once if you see Krishna, and if with sincerity Krishna Katha enters our ears, then forever that person can give up their everything for Krishna's pleasure. If your mother is crying, father is crying, wife is crying, brother is crying, sister is crying, friends are crying, relatives are crying, let them cry. And if you ask that person, what happened to you? What happened to you? Are you mad? Have you gone mad? No. Just once, seriously, if someone hears Krishna Katha through their ears, just once. No, no, my son, please come back home. We will make a nice house for you. We will not disturb you. You can live with your wife. You can do your job, or don't do the job. We will support you. But please remain in the house, in Grihastha ashram. That person, that sadhak would say at that time, I am helpless. Badhya. I can't do anything. It's not in my control. Badhya who means I am helpless. My mind is not in control. My mind wants what? Man Vrindavan chalo. Let's go to Vrindavan. Oh my mind, let's go to Vrindavan. From so many birds, what all we eat, where all we went. So, but now my mind wants to go to Vrindavan, because who lives there? Chethen Rendene Shamal Sham. There's a bhajan like this, where our Sham and Shama, they reside. Radha Krishna, they live eternally. I want to give up all my material attachments. Hi, hi, kai, kai. Hearing all this, my ears are so in pain now. My heart is in pain now. Where should I go? Let's go to Vrindavan. Let's all together go to Vrindavan. There, we will take darshan of audience of Thakurji, Yamuna ji. Hear Srimad Bhagavatam Katha, chant Harinam, perform parikrama, take darshan of sadhus. Mind says to give up all this material attachments and go to Vrindavan. So why should we go? Because I became helpless. I am helpless. So, sorry, I can't do anything. Why? I am helpless. Now I am helpless. This happens when? When this happens, because when you just take Krishna's darshan properly, and that darshan is not just through eyes but through ears as well. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. When we will attain Vrindavan Dham, oh, sorry, daily we should pray like this to Vrindavan Dham. O Vrindavan Dham, when will I attain you? When will I come and reside in your Dham? When I will come at your lotus feet, when will I live in your Dham? Now, this doesn't mean you get the ticket and let's go to Vrindavan. 1 year, 2 year, oh, we have come to Vrindavan. We are preparing to go to Vrindavan, packing, getting ready, and we also unpacking some things. What packing we doing? What kind of packing are we doing? This Harikatha, hearing Harikatha, gradually we are coming near Vrindavan. We are coming near, we are getting attracted to Vrindavan's love gradually. We are developing attraction towards Vrindavan's prem. Once Gurudev was at Bajor, you all can come sometimes to Bajor in the month of June. There is a big festival there in California. in the month of June. So Gurudev, when he used to be when he used to be at Badger, he would speak about Braj pastimes, Bal Gopal Leela, the pastimes of Radha Rani, pastimes with Sakhas, and there's a video of Gurudev. In that, Gurudev is singing Rup Goswami's. Okay, the glories of Rup and Sanatan Goswamis. You should do bhajan like whom? Like our Goswamis have done bhajan. He Radhe Vajdevike Chalalite, He Nand Shuno Kutha, Shri Govardhan Kalpapad Kalandi Vane Kutha, Hoshanta. This is Chhat Goswami Ashtaka. So Gurudev said this much and he stopped. He stopped. And then Gurudev was doing like this. Like this. I'm just doing imitation of that video. Gurudev started crying. What is it? What does it mean? Like how Rup Sanatan Goswami and Raghunath Goswami, all these 6 Goswamis, how they do in what they do in Braj. Hey Radhe Braj Devi ke, hey Radharani, where are you? Hey Nand Shuno Kutha. Hey Nand, hey son of Nand Maharaj, where are you? Krishna, where are you? Sometimes at the bank of Yamuna I go, or sometimes I go at the bank of Radhakund. Where should I go? Hoshanta Viti Sarvato Pure. Khedir Maha. Everywhere I roamed, everywhere, with tears in my eyes, my heart melting, and in separation, I am in suffering, and I'm just chanting Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Gurudev became so emotional and he started weeping. You can watch that video. I'll try to find it and send it in the group. Why Gurudev became so emotional? While singing this bhajan, he became emotional because he was residing in Braj, Vrindavan, Mathura. All his life he lived in Braj because he has love with whom? Braj Dham. He has love with Vrindavan. So when one goes outside Vrindavan Dham, then there's pain in the heart. Oh, where I was and where I have come. That Vrindavan, the streets of Vrindavan, the Madhuri, sweetness of that Vrindavan. Where have I come? I left that Vrindavan. Where am I stuck? My mind says I should go to Vrindavan. But I am helpless. One side, this feeling is there, and another side, there is instruction. Whose instruction? Same Gurudev's instructions. Gurudev's order that go to all the places and share Vrindavan's bhav, the bhav of Brajvasis, the love Brajvasis have for Krishna, the surrender Radharani has towards Krishna, her service. All whatever she does for Krishna's love, to please him. Even chastising Krishna, the calling him Dhurt, or to make excuses to meet Krishna. All this she does for pleasure, for the pleasure of Krishna, to enhance that love, to enhance that prem, to satisfy Krishna's senses. Such moods one should share in every corner of the world. Preach like this. So one side mind says to live in Vrindavan, Manchal Vrindavan chaliye. And another side, it's we have instruction of our Guru Maharaj, which is superior. This is what we have to understand. The instruction of our Gurudev. But Vrindavan is Vrindavan. No comparison. No one can replace Vrindavan. Mind says to leave everything, material world, material things, and then, like how Harinam, Parikrama, Seva, Hare Krishna. So, I think Gurudev became emotional. So once if someone sees Krishna, they become helpless. They have nothing in their control. Gopis are saying that our beloved Krishna, he along with his cows comes to Vrindavan. He enters Vrindavan, which is such a Ramaniya place. He comes for cow grazing. Why? For what purpose? He's such a big Bhagwan. Why he roams around in Braj with his cows and calves? Gopis said, "Oh, my friend, this is just an excuse." What? Why? Which excuse? With his sakhas, with his friends, and for various pastimes, and to meet his gopis in a secret way. Krishna comes to the forest with cows. This is just an excuse. Coming to the forest with the cows. Real reason is to come. This is just an excuse to come. To come to Vrindavan to meet his sakhas, to meet his, to play with his sakhas, to play with his friends. And more secret than this is to meet his gopis in a secret way. So to meet Radharani, that's it. And cows are just an instrument, an excuse to assist in their meeting with Radha and Krishna. This is Krishna's cow grazing pastimes uh, excuse. So, because they want to meet in a secret way, and that's why he does this. When Krishna plays his flute, he he puts the nectar from his lips through the in that flute. So to taste that nectar, no one has the words to explain what that nectar is, which is coming from Krishna's lotus lips and going through his flute and all around. So animals, birds, flowers, branches, creepers, rivers, forests, hills, be it anyone or animals or humans, they all become they all just enter a vast ocean of happiness, be it river or hills, animals, humans, demigods, anyone. The moment they heard Krishna's Venu sound, they all lost their consciousness. Golok Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan, Krishna performs his Ras. And there is something parallel to Golok Vrindavan, which is Shwet Dweep, where Mahaprabhu performs his Sankirtan. One side, Krishna performing Ras with gopis, and just parallel to that, there is Shwet Dweep, where Mahaprabhu performs his Kirtan with his disciples. Which is that Sankirtan? Ras. Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan is also Ras. That is why to participate in Mahaprabhu's Kirtan, we will get entrance to Krishna's Ras Leela. Nobody can enter directly in Krishna's last Ras Leela pastime. Before that, you have to lose your consciousness in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan, and for that you have to come to Navdeep, and for that you have to do your Navdeep Parikrama. No escape at all, no option. If you want to really become helpless, then come to Navdeep. If you just take darshan of Mayapur, here, there, taking bath in Ganga, Ganges water, having nice prasadam, going to ISKCON restaurant, having a burger, pizza, all this will happen if you come alone. But in Parikrama, there is huge crowd, 6,000 people. How this will happen? No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. So in that Sankirtan, to relish its taste, this payment you have to make. This is the payment. This is like a payment to come in the parikrama where 6,000 people will be there at the same time. The meaning of Sthavar Jangam means movable and immovable people, objects. Those who can move and those who cannot move. The trees which the houses which cannot move, the trees which cannot move, even they move. That's why Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan, or wherever near your territory or your region, Delhi, Punjab, Chandigarh, Faridabad, anywhere, America, Holland, Germany, any country where Sankirtan takes place, Sankirtan is being performed, do we have any consciousness there? We all lose our consciousness. And this, the explosion of Sankirtan happens actually in Navdeep Parikrama. The lava of volcano eruption, after the volcano erupts, that lava comes in Navdeep, because spontaneously we like to dance and sing and participate in kirtan. That Sankirtan of Navdeep can never be performed anywhere, just in Navdeep. That asset is only in Navdeep. And why not? This is the land of Mahaprabhu. This is the eternal land of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu himself danced in this Navdeep with his disciples. Mukund Madhav Yadav Hari, Bolo Re Bolo Re, Bolo Re Bolo Re. Mahaprabhu dances. So, unless and until we do not lose our consciousness in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan, we cannot enter in Krishna's Ras Leela's pastime. To lose consciousness means what? We still perform dance, we get sweat, we still have consciousness. Oh, I'm thirsty, I need some water. During the festival of Gaur Purnima, everyone dances. No one wants to remain still. They all want to move their feet and dance, but still they have some consciousness. Oh yes, now I am tired. Now I need some water. Maybe I should get some Charnamrita water. But our Guru Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj, in Jagannath Puri, during the Rath Yatra festival of Jagannath Dev, there was huge crowd. There was like a grand Sankirtan there. And Guru Maharaj's there was a wallet in his pocket. And there was a huge crowd there. There are pickpocketers there as well. So that pickpocketer took his purse from his pocket. And Guru Maharaj is just doing kirtan like this, both his hands up in the air, and he has no, like he's helpless. He has no consciousness, completely helpless. And that pickpocketer took the purse from his pocket, and and one devotee saw this, and he is, Maharaj, 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 go, Maharaj. He's giving signs to Maharaj, actually, Puri Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj is getting distracted. Puri Maharaj, keep quiet. And he's just putting his hands in the air and he's saying, but again and again he's giving signs to Puri Maharaj. What is the point? Are you distracting me? See, he took your purse, Maharaj. Guru Maharaj said, let him take my purse. He just took money. Let him take the money. Let him go. Money will come again. Money will come again. But in this moment, the emotions I am feeling, I don't know if I'll get them again or not. Whom should I give more value? Those emotions, those moods, those bhav, I should value them. I should give significance, importance to those moods or to that money which is lost. What will we do? Okay, suppose if someone takes my mobile, I will run behind him. Give my mobile back. Of course, we want the phone. It has our contacts, our messages, our details. But this is the difference between us conditioned souls and Guru Maharaj. They are getting darshan of Mahaprabhu. They can feel the presence of Mahaprabhu. They're getting direct audience of Mahaprabhu. And nothing else is important for them actually. Like if I say, one hand you have Vrindavan, and another hand everything else. Whom will you choose? Everything else is dry, faded in comparison to Vrindavan. Most important is Vrindavan. For that, you can give up anything. Such devotees are there who live in mud. They left their house, they left their mother, their father, their parents cried, they left their brothers, relatives, they did not hear the prayers of their relatives. They left all the relations, material relationships, sleeping in AC, air conditioning, leaving the servants who would serve them at home. For whom they left all this? Just one point, to live in Vrindavan. I can share my personal point. When I did this in 1995 January, so my relatives said, the big people who came, what is there in Vrindavan such so special which you cannot get at home? Which is such facility in Vrindavan which you cannot get in your home? You have your motherly love, fatherly love, brotherly love, your AC you have. So you have servants here, you have car here, you have driver here, you have money, your wealth. What is in Vrindavan? What will you get in Vrindavan? Right? Valid question, invalid question. We cannot compare Vrindavan with these things. It's irrelevant. Non-devotees will speak like this. What is there so special in Vrindavan? Are whatever is in Vrindavan is nowhere else in this world. Nowhere else in the entire world. That's why just if once you get the taste of Vrindavan, you can never ever forget Vrindavan. And again, that person remembers Vrindavan. In front of that Vrindavan, you can leave everything else. Everything else is faded, like dry. Only those person can realize this, those who have actually some experience. This is something special. We are hearing this, we are speaking about this, but that person who has attained that taste, they can't even actually describe it in words. It can't be described in words. What is there so special in Vrindavan? It cannot be described so easily. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. So, what is there in Vrindavan which you are not getting in your home? You have Yamuna River in your home? Oh, there's a river, Yamuna River near my house. You have Radha Krishna in your home? Yes, I have deities. Very beautiful. You have devotees in your house? Yes, yes. They keep coming and going. You have Kirtan, Bhagavad in your home? Yes, on YouTube we hear. We watch on TV, Bhagavad Sapta and kirtan, and the topmost thing in your house, do you have the dust of Vrindavan? Dhuli, dust of Vrindavan. From where will you get it? The mood of Vrindavan, from where will you get it? And this dust and mood of Vrindavan, for this, our Gurujan, our Acharyas who are Brajvasis, they come to our house and they bring this along with them. And not just they say this, that always remain in your house, in your household life. Saint won't give you that kind of blessing. They will bless you that your material life should be doomed. They will don't remain stuck in your family life. You get detached, and then where do you go? Vrindavan. जिथे रहंदे ने शामल शाम. देखो न श्री वृंदावन Vamshi Baje Re. Maharaj is singing this bhajan. It's in Bangla. Even right now, there is Vamshi being played in Vrindavan. Even right now, Krishna performs Ras in Vrindavan. Even right now, all pastimes take place in Vrindavan. Who can see this? कौन कौन भाग्यवान देखी एक होने से लीला कृष्ण एक होने से लीला कृष्ण कौन कौन भाग्यवान देखे आज भी even till now but only fortunate people can see. We are not so fortunate. We have so much time to fight and argue. Days are passing by, time is going, time is flying. Years are passing by, age is going, but we have so much energy to fight. I saw a very beautiful video. One person, he was walking, and with along with him one sadhu started walking, and they did parikrama of Vrindavan. Oh Maharaj, you do parikrama of Vrindavan daily? Yes. You walk so fast, and your age is also so much. I am so young. I walk so gradually, you walk so fast. So the sadhu said, you have so much luggage, you have so much weight, that is why you walk slowly. And I have no luggage, I have no weight, so I can walk fast. No Maharaj, you look little fatty, I'm so skinny and I'm so young. No, this is the weight of the body, but I'm talking about the weight of example. I'll give you a practical example. He took 5 big stones and he put them on his back. When he walked, his speed reduced because he got luggage, weight. After 5 steps, he removed one stone, speed increased. Second stone removed, speed increased. Third removed, fourth removed, fifth stone removed, speed increased. Maharaj, I did not get your point. What do you want to say? The more you have, the more you had weight, your speed was reducing. The And when I removed the stones from your back, your speed increased. Means what? It means what? It means that you have so much weight and you're doing parikrama is the weight of jealous of someone, jealousy, enviousness, argument with someone, fighting with someone, hating someone. So much weight you have on yourself. How are you living? How are you living with so much weight? And he said, I have no weight. Okay, the sadhu said, I have no jealousy. I have, I'm not, I'm not hating anyone. I don't hate anyone. I have no, this, that's why I'm light. And when I'm light, it becomes easier to do parikrama, to chant Harinam. It becomes easier. But we are such fools. We are such a fool We have so much weight on our head, subtle weight. That heaviness, with that heaviness, heavy weight, we are doing our bhajan. We should become lightweight, light, and then we can do everything with excellence. The speed will improve, efficiency will improve. All glories to Shiv Vrindavan Dham ki jai. I have news for all of you, good news. Those who can understand English, for them. Those who don't understand English, for them this might not be a good news. Our one God brother, I will introduce him to all of you tomorrow. He will come here on Zoom, and he lives in America. He, oh, once in a week he would teach us Updeshamrit every Saturday or Sunday, once in a week, 1 hour daily, 1 hour with point to point, word to word. He's very, very efficient and fluent in that Updeshamrit. Even when I hear his Harikatha, he's my god brother. When I hear his Harikatha, I also get amazed because he has done a thorough study on this book Updeshamrit. So he's a big businessman. He's busy as well. But I have requested him that I have some students and I want them, they are hearing Venugeet, but Venugeet is full of ras, nectar. But how do we get entrance in Venugeet? By understanding Updeshamrit, which Rupa Goswami gave us. This book, this scripture, you must hear. Not now, not this Saturday, Sunday, because this Saturday is Ram Navami. Next Saturday, next weekend, you will get the message in the group. Total 20 classes. Only 20 classes. They will he will cover the entire Updeshamrit. Right? You want to hear? So I'll request him. I will introduce him to all of you. He's he's a born devotee. He's very fluent in speaking Harikatha. Like in Vijay from Holland, he speaks Harikatha. And here also this person gives seminar on Bhagavad Gita. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees.